figured I'd show you how I take my top off of my Jeep. Brought to you by my Bud Light. Actually, it's the first thing I grabbed out of the fridge. So, this is actually one of the greatest things I thought was the worst idea ever when I first saw it, and it ended up being the best idea. It's a cherry picker. Pulled out the arm that has the chain hanging on it that you buy from the store, and you buy this part here that goes underneath the lid of the Jeep, and it just lifts the top right off. I've already pulled the bolts out of the lid. So I'm going to show you how simple this is. Arm down.
After Green Day, here's the American Dream is Killing Me on 98 Down the Rock.
Get it underneath the lid. There we go, should have it now. Doing it on a hill, which is stupid, but it's pretty easy, so I think I can handle it. Just got to jack it up, get it under the lid. This has a little bit of a tilt to it, so you can get it up over the arm. It also has a lip right here. Guess I probably should show you. So what it looks like. So this is the cherry picker. They actually had me put this in here so the arm doesn't go any lower once the lid's on it and hit the floor. Also, we took this out, the old arm that came with it, replaced it with this arm right here that came with the piece. This goes right under here. The arms go right above. You can see how this is going to get back out here a little bit. I'm just going to jack it up. See what's happening in here. There we go. I think I've got all the connections off. We'll find out in a second. Crank that baby up, and the lid is off. So now I'm going to put you back on the other car so I can... Okay, stop. Kind of stupid that I did it on a hill, but you can do it anywhere with this, and then I can just park it in the garage. I'm back. So, see, it's on wheels. Now I can just take it into the garage. Coolest thing ever. Better than having to clean my garage out. Back my Jeep in just perfectly under some lift mounted to the ceiling. Anyway, again, I thought it was a horrible idea, but freedomjack.com, send me some commission. It's my favorite way to take the top off. All right, here's the other thing I'm going to tell you. So like it'll fit in here, I can just raise that up. I'll back it up a little further and take it up above my garage door so it's out of the way, get up above my head so I don't have to duck under it. But coolest thing I figured out is putting a board right there on the cherry picker as I set my doors right there. I just put everything for the Jeep on this contraption here. It's on wheels. I can just wheel it out, pull my doors off, put them in the cover. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, I'm going to show you a couple other tips too. So once you take this cover off, this thing here, it's kind of tricky, but this red thing needs to go up inside that. You wouldn't know that for sure looking at it. It took me a little while to figure out. And then you gotta pop this thing loose. It kind of has to take a screwdriver to get it at first. Let me put you down here. There. Driver just to pop it loose, and then it goes all the way up. And it actually just kind of pops the gauge out. Then of course you take this thing off. You got to close the door a little bit. Take this off next. That's just a strap to keep the door from flying free willy. But you want to take it off now, because I'll tell you the little trick or tip is this arm here that keeps the door from flying too far. Once you take it off, you do not want to close the door and pop it inside. It's a pain in the butt to get back out. So once you take this off, leave this sticking out. Just take the door off. That's why I take this off first. So I got the door covers. Before I take the door completely off or disengage it, I will get the cover ready on the door so that I can just pop it off. And these are the little tricks that I learned, because this little sucker popped inside the door and it was a bitch to get it out. If I didn't unhook that first, I'd always pop it back in the door. Couldn't figure out how to get that dang clip to open up without feeling like I was breaking it. So I'm just sharing this stuff with you. So anyway, once I get that cover kind of on the door, because once I take this off, it's going to, the door is going to fly. And once you get it loose enough, you can take it up by hand, but it's a pretty long screw that goes in here. That's the other thing I did. So I bought a little toolbox that I can just throw all the stuff I take off from the hard top on one side. Anything that goes with my soft top goes in the other side, so I can keep track of it all. And my wrenches are there. So I'm gonna show you here real quick. I'm letting that thing stay out, and the door is ready to be lifted off the hinges. This is not a safety video, but I do not put the bolts back in my door here. I just leave those out so I can just lift the door out. So anyway, right now I'm gonna put that cover on and zip it up as much as I can, pull the door off and go hang it up in the garage, and I'll show you where I'm putting those when I get done. Another tip and trick: when you're taking the doors off and stacking them, always start with the first door on one side. Doesn't matter which side you start on, passenger or driver side, but then go to the second back door, then go around to the other back door, and the last door you put on is the front door. So that way when you're pulling them off and putting them back on, you just start the opposite direction, go together. I want to show you one other thing too. On the top, there's going to be when that hard top's here, there's a bolt that goes in right here. You need to take one off on each side on that hard top, and then the other one's going to be 3 bolts here. At least on the JL, that's all it has is those 8. So always start with front door, work your way around the Jeep, and I'll show you how I stack them. All right, so I'll show you what it looks like. I'm gonna crank that up once I get it past the garage door, and it'll sit back over in the corner. But we have all 4 doors lined up. Driver's door, back passenger behind the driver, the other side, and then the other passenger front door. So they're all just sitting on the legs of the cherry picker, and it's got the hoist that will hold the lid, and I can move it around. I can pull it out. I can do it by myself. Don't have to line anything up in the garage. So again, when I got it, I was mad. It's like $250 for that little piece that goes in the cherry picker. And then you have to spend around $150 to $200 on a cherry picker. But I waited for that one to go on sale. Got $75 off, so that was a good deal. And anyway, just a couple of tips and tricks on tearing your Jeep down. And then if you're gonna go no doors, I like these foot pegs for the driver's side. See if I can get the pin out here one-handed. So they just slip right in there. Put the pin back in here so they don't get lost. And then I actually kind of like these for the back. But I do have the matching one that goes on the back too. So anyway, a couple more tips. There you go. She's stripped down, ready for summer.